ni minute hand. Last number last number na dinaanan ni minute hand. That should be n. Ano yung last number? 8. O yun yung n dito. So kung papalitan ko siya, 60/11. Diba? Ano yung last number lang? Last number is 8. Yun na yun, di ba? Parehas. Ganun lang sinusolve niya, clock problem. Kaya ang goal mo lang dito, ang effort mo lang is malaman yung required time. Pag alam mo na yung required time, alam mo na kung ano yung last number na dinaanan ni minute hand. Tsaka mo na ipasok dito. You have now the minutes. Ganun lang si clock problem. Okay? Nasa dalawa, pero ito yung usual solution. Okay? Usual solution. Ito, applicable at any given time. Pero ito, may konti lang siya na restriction. So ito, restricted lang ito kung minute at hour hand lang ang pinag-uusapan. Pero kapag ipinasok na sa situation yung movement ni second hand or nagkaroon ng conditional or condition sa problem, hindi mo agad magagamit ito. Unlike dito, for any given situation, applicable ito. Madali siyang gamitin. Okay? So, iwanan ko yan, ano? Number 25. At what time after 12 noon will the hour hand and minute hand of the clock first form an angle of, hindi ito 1,200, I think 120 kasi one complete revolution, ilang degree lang yun? 360, no? 360 degrees. So hindi yan 1,200. It is only 120 degree. Bumaba yung degree symbol. So 25. So i-copy ko na lang dito itong orasan na to. Ay, cut tuloy. Nakat ko tuloy. Yun. Copy but cut ang yun. Okay? So, the time is 12 o'clock. So, parehas. Yun. Nandiyan yung hour hand at minute hand. Alam naman natin, mas mabilis gumalaw si hour hand or si minute hand compare kay hour hand. Anong oras? At what time? No? Or at what time after 12 noon will the hour hand and minute hand of the clock first form an angle of 120 degree? So, sir, nasan yung 120? Alam natin, one complete revolution is 360. At ilang minuto yon? 60. So, anong ibig sabihin? Kung i-divide ko yung 360 degree in one revolution at ang one revolution is 60 minutes. So, ibig sabihin, meron akong 6 minutes or 6 degree per minute. Okay? 6 degree per minute. So, anong ibig sabihin noon? Kada 5 minutes, 30 or simply yung 120 degree, i-divide ko ng 6 para makuha mo ilang minuto lahat? 20 minutes. Kaya nga, kada minuto ang pagitan 5 minutes. So, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay? So, dapat para magkaroon ng 120 degree, ang minutes between the minute hand and hour hand, it should be 20 minutes. So, nasan yung 20 minutes? Na kay 4. Habang gumagalaw si minute hand, gagalaw din si hour hand. So, hindi pwede na eksakto kay 4 si minute hand. Lalagpas ng konti yan. Kasi gumalaw din yung ating hour hand. Ito, no? I-exage ko na lang. Ayan. Ito na ngayon yung required time. Ito si hour hand, ito si minute hand. Pag kinuha natin yung angle na ito yung 120 degree. At ang 120 degree equivalent to how many minutes? 20 minutes. So, anong oras yan? 12 o'clock pa rin. Kailangan lang natin mahanap ilang minuto ito. So, ilan yan? That is the value of x. Usual solution muna ako para makita lang ulit. So, kailangan ko lang yung total movement of minute hand, which is x. Ganun ulit, i-add natin. Ngayon, babalik ta rin ko na lang. Simula dito, pabalik sa 12. Okay? From here, up to here, ilan yon? 20 minutes na. Eh, alam natin, ito, yung iginalaw ni Arhan, ilan ulit yun? Y. Kaya maliwanag, 20 plus Y, sino yun? Si X. Ganun lang, pagkagali solution. T plus Y. At ano palagi si Y? X over 12. No? Ganun lang ulit. Y, it is just always X over 12. So, kuha ko na, X would be now 20 times 12 over 11 kasi tinranspose. So, ayan yung total minutes. No? 20 times 12 over, but 13 yan. 11 equal mo ayun 21.8. Therefore, anong oras yan? That is 12:21.8. That should be the answer. 12:21, anong letter? Ayun ulit. That is arriba. Ako ha? Ngayon, kung gagamitin lang natin kanina, ano yung last number? Ayun, kitang-kita mo na, 4. So, meron ka lang 60 over 11. Ano yung last number? 4. Times ko na lang ng 4. Equal mo na. Parehas na. 21.8. Ganun lang kadali. Madali yang clock problem na yan. Okay? So, any question? Nasusundan yung clock problem? Ganun lang ha. Ang effort nyo, kailangan maiposition nyo ng tama si minute hand para alam mo agad kung ano yung last number. Okay? So, tulad nitong number 26. 3 o'clock. Okay? At what time after 3 o'clock will the hands of the clock be together? Ganun lang ulit. Pagka together, coincide. Ano initial time natin? 3 o'clock. Ayan, si minute hand. Ito si Arhan. Sigurado ka kapatid. Together for the first time, magpapang-abot. Coincide. Aabutan yan. Aabutan ni minute hand si Arhan. Of course, in between 3 and 4. Hindi pwede magpang-abot ng sobra na sa 4 yan. Kung initial time is 3 o'clock. So, eto siya. Okay. Anong oras yan? Alam natin, that is still 3 o'clock. Anong goal? Mahanap lang, ilang minuto ito. Anong gagawin? Hanapin si X. Okay, hindi ko na siya solve ng normal solution. Kita na natin kung paano solve yan. So therefore, X equal. Gamitin ko na shortcut. 60 over 11. Anong last number na dinaanan ni Milton? This case, that is 3. Yun na kapatid. 60 over 11 times 3 equal ayun 16.36. Therefore, the exact time that is 3:16.36. That should be the answer. Anong letter? That is also arriba. Okay? Kuha kapatid. Kaya nga ito lang binanggit ko, isa sa pinakamadaling problem sa algebra, yung clock problem. Okay? Yung talagang bibigyan mo ng extra effort at hindi masasayang yung effort na yun is practicing solving age problem. Doon ka talaga matututo, doon ka talaga na magkakaroon ng improvement sa pagkuha ng equation and also analysis. Kasi yung analysis kapatid, makukuha lang yan. Mag-i-improve ang inyong analytical thinking to be exact by practicing. Practice lang, no? Sa pagpa-practice lang. Okay? So, using consistent practice. Ayan, tataas at tataas, bibilis at bibilis kang mag-analyze kasi anong ibig sabihin? Napapamiliarize ka na sa different situation. Kabisado mo na yung mga possible pasikot-sikot situation, so bibilis ka na. Parang lang yan, nagta-travel ka, di ba? So sa una, pagka unang beses mo palang pupuntahan yung lugar, medyo nangangapa ka pa sa daan, di ba? Hindi mo kabisado yung pasikot-sikot o yung mas mabilis na paraan. Pero kung ilang beses mo na napuntahan 'yan, once in a while 'no, napupuntahan mo, okay, or palagi mo siyang napupuntahan, so nakaka-discover ka ng mas mabilis na daan, mas mabilis na paraan, yung walang traffic. Gano'n din dito sa atin. Gano'n din sa pagha-handle ng mga mathematical problem. Kung palagi mong inaaral para 'pag pina-practice mo 'yun, so on your own, makakakita ka ng simple approach, mas mabilis na paraan na hindi ka na maliligaw at alam mo na kung papaano yung pasikot-sikot. So isa lang ibig kong sabihin ano, palagi practice lang. Ang key lang diyan practice, 'no, 'yun lang 'yun. Practice ang kailangan pagdating dito sa mga ganitong tema ng tanong. Yung iba, ngayon, sa panahon ngayon yung iba, karamihan, hindi practice ang pinapairal, memorization, okey? Memorization, looks pa, wala namang problema doon kung talagang malaki ang memory space mo. Kaya lang kapatid, yung look spam or memorizing the problem, that is only 1:1, 'no? Isang memory space para sa isang problem. Unlike sa analysis, 1:many. Kasi yung isang principle, napakaraming puwedeng situation na puwede mong mapaggamitan. Kaya kung kakilala mo, alam mo yung principle, 'di ba? 1:many ang ratio nun. Sa isang principle, marami kang problem na puwedeng ma-encounter na kayang-kaya mong i-handle. Unlike doon sa memorization, 1:1 lang 'yun. Napakaraming problem 'yan kapagka nag-review na kayo, 'pag nandun na kayo sa actual review, napakaraming problems niyan. Ang ina-advice lang namin talagang i-look spam, yung mahaba, yung mga empirical formulas, no? Mga empirical formulas, kumbaga, yung mga formulas is based on statistical study. Doon lumalabas yung formula, no? Yung mahahabang formula, yun ang pinapa-look spam. Pero yung mga madadaling ganito, analysis ang pairalin mo. Okay? So, iwanan ko yan, kapatid. Okay, so iwanan ko na itong clock problem, madali yan. So number 27, this is also common worded problem. So ang tawag nga nila dito, that is rate. Pwede rin speed, pwede rin velocity. So ibig sabihin dito, meron ulit tayong working equation. Para lang ano din yan, okay? Para lang din siyang work problem, binago lang ano. So yung work is the distance, no? Yung rate, that is still the rate. Then yung time, ganun pa rin. So di ba, pagka velocity, that is only the ratio of what? Distance covered within a certain period of time. Kaya kung si B, that is the rate, no, or the velocity, at T is the time. So yung distance, that is the work done. So almost similar approach lang yan sa ating work done. Okay, yun nga lang, since velocity yan, so pagka velocity natin kinonsidered, ang velocity is vector. Ano yung vector? Defined by magnitude and direction. Ibig sabihin, same direction, additive. Opposite direction, subtractive. No? Pagka same direction, additive ang velocity. Pag opposite direction, syempre, subtractive. So, paano i-apply yan? Let's say a boat travel downstream. So, ito alam naman natin, pag sinabing downstream, so sa river, so pagka downstream, you are moving along with the river's current. So, same sa agos. So, ibig sabihin, ang iyong direction plus the reverse current, the same. So, ibig sabihin, ang iyong velocity, additive. So, tawag lang natin doon, downstream. Mas bibilis ka pa. Pero, if you're moving against the reverse current, yun tinatawag nilang upstream. No? So, ibig sabihin, you are moving against, opposite with the reverse current, anong mangyayari? Subtractive ang magiging equivalent speed mo. So, ang mangyayari, babagal ka, no? A boat travel downstream in 2/3 times as it goes upstream. If the velocity of the reverse current is 8 kph, determine the velocity of the boat in still water. So let us consider na lang, no? Sabihin natin, ito yung reverse. Yan. Tapos, lagay ko na lang Okay, so let us consider that the direction of the river's current that is left to right, sabihin na lang natin, it is constant, BR, river's current, or that is the river flow velocity. Gaano kabilis yung agos. So let us consider that is 8 kph, which is held to be constant. So para may reference tayo, maglagay tayo ng 2 specific reference point. Sabihin natin ito, point A, tapos papunta kay point B or town A, town B. So therefore, let us consider we have a given boat. Sabihin natin ito yan. So first, this given boat will try to go to town B. So that is downstream. Then, pagdating niya kay town B, so sabihin natin, ito na siya, after nung kanyang ginawa sa town B, babalik na yan papunta sa town A. So at that case, that is what? Upstream. So let us consider required. What is the velocity ng boat in still water? Anong condition, kapatid? At which, ilagay ko rito, no? Kapag kinuha natin yung time allotted from A to B, from A papunta sa B, same with the reverse current, that is what? Downstream. So, ibig sabihin, mas mabilis. Kaya yung time niya, mas maigsi. 2/3 times as it goes upstream. Ano yung time for upstream? That is from B to A. So, ibig sabihin, the time allotted from A to B, it is just simply 2/3 of the time allotted from B to A. So, paano natin kukunin yung velocity of the boat in still water? So, therefore, at this case, kapag kinuha natin yung distance from A to B at yung distance from B to A, syempre, these two are what? Equal. And to solve for distance, velocity multiplied by time. So, ano ang magiging velocity? That is the velocity, equivalent velocity from A to B multiplied the time it takes from A to B, which is also equal the velocity from B to A multiplied the time it takes from what? B to A. Eh sir, ano po yung velocity AB? Ito yung equivalent velocity downstream. Pag downstream, the boat, it is moving along the river's current. Therefore, the velocity are what? Additive. Kaya lumalabas, the equivalent velocity from A to B, that is the velocity of the boat in still water plus the river's current, which is what? 8 multiplied, ano ang value nito? I can express it in terms of B to A. Meron akong 2/3 ng time from B to A. Okay, equal. Ano naman yung velocity from B to A? From B to A, you are moving against the river's current upstream. Pag opposite direction, subtractive. So velocity of the river or the boat minus kanino? 8. Sir, hindi ba pwede na 8 minus B sa B? Aba, hindi po pwede, kapatid. Kapag ganun ang ginawa mo, hindi ka makakarating pabalik kay 8. Tatangayin ka lang palayo. Ibig sabihin, hindi pwedeng mas mabilis yung agos compare sa boat velocity. Pagka ganun, hindi ka makakarating kanino kay A. Tatangayin ka lang palayo. So it should be boat minus reverse current. So i-retain ko na lang ito. Yo. O tapos na, kapatid. Okay na. Cancel ito. Cancel yan. O solve na natin. Cross multiply. Ito, kapatid. After kung i-cancel yung time, ito cross multiply doon. Tapos ito, i-distribute na lang dito. Makukuha na natin, kapatid. Okay? So 3, ito 2. So lumalabas, sige, distribute ko muna, no? Para makita. So meron akong 2 times velocity of the boat plus what? 2 times 8, 16 equal, cross multiply ko si 3, 3 vis-a-vis minus 1. 3 times 8, 24. Ayun. Velocity of the boat 24 plus 16, it should be 40. 40 kph. That should be the answer. Meron ba? Ayun, exactly. Anong letra? Ayun, arriba. Nakuha ba? Any question regarding problem number 27? So pag velocity ang pinag-uusapan, same direction, additive. Opposite direction, subtractive. Okay, nakuha? May tanong ba dyan kay number 27? Okay, so isama ko na si number 28. Same topic lang din kasi, no? 28, you have two cars, A and B, race around a 1,320 meter circular track. So, sabihin na lang natin, ito yung circular track, asphaltado. Okay, so let us consider, ito yung circular track, binigay ang kanyang circumference. 1,320 meter. Okay? So, mag-set tayo ng starting point. Ayan yung starting point, S. Okay? Two cars, A and B, race around a 1,320 circular track with same starting point and traveling in opposite direction. They met for the first time after 2 minutes. So, let us consider, hindi pa natin alam kung sino mas mabilis, ano? Let's say, ang direction ng car A is counterclockwise at yung direction naman ni car B is clockwise. So, let's say ang velocity ni car A, B sub A. Ang velocity ni B, B sub B. So, assuming, eto, T1, okay? After T1, ibaba ko ng konti para mas kita. Okay, so at this point, assuming nakarating sila rito within T sub 1, which is what? 2 minutes. Ibig sabihin, nandito si A, nandyan si B. Okay, nagkita. So after 2 minutes, nagkita ulit sila. If they run in opposite direction or drive in opposite direction, after 2 minutes, nagkita ulit. Okay, that is the first situation. Ngayon, when travel at same direction and starting at the same point, car A reaches the starting point with car B 220 meters behind it. So, second situation, sige, tingnan natin sino ngayon mas mabilis sa ating dalawa, ha? Karera na tayo. Ito na, tunay na karera na. Parehas ang starting point, no? Nandito pa rin yung starting point, si S. Okay? So, ganun ulit. Ang direction, counterclockwise. Parehas na silang direction. Ito si A. Ito si B. Okay. Anong nakita? Base sa problem, nakaikot na. Naka-first lap na si A. Ayun. Nandito na si A. Naka-first lap na, pero si B medyo nahuli ng konti. Assuming nandito pa lang sino? B sub B. So pag kinuha natin yung distance between A and B, ito yung binigay na 220 meters. Okay, 220 meters ang pagitan ni A and B after certain period. So ano ang tanong? What should be the velocity required? Velocity of B. Okay. Papaano natin kukunin niya ang velocity at B? Sabihin na lang natin, inabot ito ng t sub 2. Ganon din. Ang time din dito, it is also t sub 2. T sub 2, delayed nga lang siya ng 220 meters. T sub 2, nakaisang lap na. Okay, so anong gagawin na lang natin? Dito kapatid, first situation. Yung distance covered ni A after T1 at distance covered ni B after T1, tama ba? That is what? 1,320 na. So yung distance covered ni B sub A or ni A at distance covered ni B after 2 minutes, it is equal kanina, 1,320. So lumalabas kapatid, distance covered ni A plus distance covered ni B, it is equal to C at what? T1 is equal to 2 minutes. Ano yung distance? Velocity. So this case, neglect the wind velocity. Walang binanggit sa epekto ng wind velocity. So negligible na yon. So lumalabas, you have distance is velocity. Hindi pa natin alam ano velocity ni A. B sub A times 2 plus velocity of B times 2. Ilan si C? 1,320. Iwanan natin equation 1. Okay, kapatid. Next equation. Dito sa second situation, ano ang gagawin natin, kapatid? Ganun lang ulit. Paano, sir? Ang distance covered ni A. Okay? Distance covered ni A minus the distance covered ni B within T2 is how many? 220. Tama ba kapatid? Sa second condition, yung distance covered ni A minus yung distance covered ni B, it is equal kanino? 220. Okay? Or pwede rin naman yan, yung distance covered ni A plus distance covered ni B plus 220, ilang ikot yun? That is 1,320 times 2. Or pwede na rin dito. No? Yung distance covered ni A, nakaisang ikot, ilan siya? 1,320. Ima-minus ko na lang yung distance covered ni B after T2, ilan lumabas? 220. Okay, so ilan ito? Lalabas ito, B sub A, hindi lang natin alam gaano katagal yon. Uy, naputol lahat T sub 2. Yun. B sub A, T sub 2. Okay? Minus velocity of B multiplied kanino? T sub 2, it is equal kanino? 220. Sir, wala tayong value ng T sub 2. Tama ba? Ang T sub 2, that is the time it takes for A to travel 1,320 over its velocity. Tama ba? Yan si T sub 2. Kaya kapag sinubstitute natin yan, kapatid, T sub 2, substitute here, anong makikita natin? Lalabas, ilan na lang ito? 1,320 minus, ilan ito? B sub B over B sub A nang nakamultiplied kanino? 1,320 equal kanina 220. In that case, kuha na rin natin two equations to unknowns. Tama ba kapatid? Kuha, ayun siya Ito T sub 2, substitute ko ito. Tanggal si B sub A. Okay? Tanggal si B sub A. Tapos yung T2, substitute natin dito ay yung 220 or eto na rin siya kapatid. BA multiplied by 1,320 minus cosino 220 minus B sub B times 1,320 equal kanina 0. Tama ba kapatid? Sir, paano ang galing? O cross multiply natin itong b sub a. Ito yun, no? Para madali mo makuha. Yung i-times ko to ng b sub a. O pag multiply, ayun, BA 1320, cancel ito. Ito magkakaroon. So anong gagawin ko dito? Ita-transpose ko rito, magiging minus. Ayun. O para meron ka ng 2 equations to unknown. O ilipat ko rito yung ating second equation. BA 1320 minus 220, ilan na lang ito? 11. Minus velocity of B times 1320 equal kanina 0. Second equation. O, 2 equations to unknown, pwede na using your calculator. No? Hindi ko na simplified. Mode 5, 1. Okay. 2 equal 2 equal 1, 3, 20. Yun. Second equation, 1, 1, 0, 0. Yun. Then negative 1, 3, 20. Yun. Okay, kapatid. Then, ano to? 0. Yun. Equal mo. Ayun. Sino si X? Si B sub A. Ano speed ni A? 360. Si Y, speed ni B. Ilan siya? 300. Therefore, the speed of car A, tama lang, dapat mas mabilis. Kasi naka 1 lap na siya. Ano nga lang ito? Naka meter per minute. Si velocity ng B, gaano siya kabilis? 300 meter per minute. Ito hinahanap sa problem. 300. Anong letter? Ayun. Arriba. Nakuha? Any question regarding problem number 28? So we have only 2 equations to unknowns. Nakuha ba? May tanong dyan, kapatid. So dito, ang ginawa natin, yung distance covered ni A ng 1 lap minus yung distance covered ni B. It is what? 220. Yung distance between the two. Okay, ayun. Tapos kinuha ko na lang yung T sub 2 in terms no distance covered ni A at saka yung kanyang velocity. Okay, nakuha? Or simply T sub 2, ayun nga, no? You have, or ito pala, dito pa, mas mabilis na siya, no? BA times T sub 2, ano na lang ito? This is 1320. 1320. Ayun na rin, no? 1320. Yun din naman ang lalabas na equation. Okay? May tanong kapatid, any question regarding number 28? So that is only under velocity problems. Okay? May tanong ba before tayo mag-coffee break kapatid? Before natin ituloy sa remaining problem? Any questions? Nasundan ba itong problem number 28? Okay. Mamanhid yung aking mga kamay. Okay? May tanong ba? Any questions? Na naman. Okay, so sige. Coffee break lang tayo, 15 to 20 minutes. Then tuloy natin sa remaining problem. Coffee break lang tayo. Good afternoon. Nandiyan na ba? Dinig na ba yung aking audio? Okay? Dinig ba? Kindly confirm. Okay na? Yan. Okay, kapatid. So, tuloy na natin para matapos natin ito lahat. Ano? Okay, so for problem number 29, a man sold 100 eggs. 80 of them were sold at a profit of 30%, while the rest were sold at a loss of 40. What is the percent gain or loss? So for problem 29, ito is under only simple economy. Ano? Wala pa tayong kinoconsider dito na mga interest, no? So pag simple economy, ang pinag-uusapan lang naman diyan is the profit, no? Revenue at saka cost. So this is under simple economy. Right? So pag simple economy, so pinag-uusapan lang diyan, we let P, it is equal to R minus. Okay? So you have C. So sir, anong meron diyan kapatid? So yung C, that should be the capital itself or that is the total cost, no? Ano itong R, that is the revenue. So revenue, so that is the other total sales, no? So pwede natin sabihin that is the total sales. Then ano yung P? That is only the profit o yung mismong kita, net income, no? O revenue, yung iba, this is the total income. Pwede nating sabihin, no? Yung profit, ito naman yung tinatawag nating net income. So pag kinuha natin yung percent profit, delta P, so that is only equal to revenue minus cost over cost, i-times natin kanino? 100. Excuse me. So that would be the percent profit. So kapag ka plus lumabas dyan, that is gain. Pagka negative, that is simply what? Loss. So yan ang pinag-uusapan natin pagdating dyan sa simple economy. Profit is the revenue minus capital. So C is capital, revenue or excuse me, total income, and profit is the net income. No? So let us consider for number 39, kumita ka nga ba sa iyong transaction? So para magkaroon tayo ng reference, i-let na lang natin na yung X. Sino yung X? Ano? Ito yung original price. Price per egg. Okay, so para sabihin natin, reseller ka, no? Nag-reseller ka ng itlog, so bumili ka ng itlog at a given original price of 1 or X, no? Hindi natin alam. So therefore, kapag kinuha natin yung total number of eggs na binili natin, that is what? 100. So ibig sabihin, ang iyong total capital now, that is, you have original price per egg, no? Nabili mo yung kada isang itlog at X price, at X peso per egg, at bumili ka ng 100, so therefore, your total capital is what? 100X. Ngayon, i-resell mo na yan. Nahati sa dalawa. Yung first group of egg, sabihin natin N1, ilan sila? 80. Nagkaroon ka ng percent profit. The percent profit diyan sa first transaction mo, 30% positive. So that is gain. Then the remaining group of egg, ilan na lang natitira sa 100? So that is 20. Ang medyo masaklap, ang naging percent profit mo sa percent. So hinahanap lang ng problem, kumita ka ba? Required. What is the total percent profit? Gain na ba or loss? So kung total yan, ibig sabihin, it should be total revenue minus the total capital over the total capital. Alam na natin yung ating total capital. Kailangan ko na lang kunin yung total revenue. So to get the total revenue, RT, that is the revenue para sa first group of egg at revenue do sa pangalawa. So paano natin kukunin yung revenue? Okay, so meron lang tayong 80 eggs yan at kada isa nagkaroon tayo ng 30% profit. So ibig sabihin kung kukunin ko si revenue based dito, so lumalabas pag kinuha natin si revenue, that is in terms of capital multiplied 1 plus or minus whatever the percent profit, no? Saan galing itong equation na to? Dito yun, no? Kung kukunin ko si revenue, cross multiply, transpose, ayan siya. Plus pag gain, minus kapag ka plus pag gain, minus na pag loss. So therefore, pwede ko sabihin, ang revenue natin sa first group, okay? Ilan yung capital natin dito sa first group? 80 yan, magkano isang egg? That is X. So the capital, that is 80 multiplied by X quantity, 1. So since nag-gain tayo, so plus 30%. 30% in decimal, that is what? 0.3. So ilan ito, no? So pwede ko na lang sabihin, that is 80 times 1.3. So yan ang naging total natin. 104 of what? X. Ngayon, yung revenue sa next group. Ano capital? Ilan sila? 20. Kada isa is X. 1. Dahil lost, minus ka ng 0.4. So, ilan na lang ito? So, 20 times ko na lang ng 0.6. So, ilan? That is 12X. So, ibig sabihin, ang naging total revenue mo, you just add 116 times X. So, dito pa lang, alam mo na kung kumita ka. Ang total capital mo, 100X. Ang naging total revenue or total income mo is simply what? 116X. Kaya if we try to compute now the percent profit, revenue total 116 of X minus the total capital of 100X over 100X, i-times na lang natin ng 100. So, lalabas positive 16. Pag positive, ano yun? Gain. Gain ng ilan? 16%. So, positive, it represent gain. So, kahit pa paano, kumita ka ng 16%. Anong letter, kapatid? Ayun. That should be arriba. Nakuha? Any question regarding problem number 29? So yan lang pag-uusapan pagdating dyan sa simple economy. Hindi pa natin included or hindi pa included dyan yung tinatawag nating engineering economy. No? Simple economy pa lang yan, kapatid. Ha? Profit at saka revenue and capital lang ang pinag-uusapan. Okay? So any question regarding number 29? So iwanan ko siya, ha? Try natin ulit yung next problem. Same topic. A man sold his 2 cell phones at 9,900 each. He gained 10% on one and lost 10% on the other. Did he gain or lost on his transaction? Okay, kapatid. So, dalawa yung kanyang cellphone. Naibenta, pagka naibenta, that is the revenue. Total income yun. Magkano ang kanyang total income doon sa isa? 9,900. Ang binanggit ng problem, sa una, nag-gain siya ng 10%. So that is positive 10%. Yung isa din niyang cellphone, naibenta niya rin at the same price. So yan ang kanyang total income or revenue pa lang for the second cellphone. Yun nga lang, dito sa second cellphone, nagkaroon siya ng loss of 10%. So, ano hinahanap ulit ng problem? Required, kaparehas ng previous. Ano ang kanyang total percent profit? Kumita ba or nalugi? So, same idea. The total percent profit, positive pag nag-gain, minus pag loss. Total revenue minus total capital over the total capital times 100. So wala tayong problema sa total revenue. Ayun na, given na, di ba? So total revenue, alam na natin that RT, it is just simply R1 plus R2. Alam na natin ang value, that is 9,900 times 2 ko na lang. Ilan siya, no? Ang total revenue mo, 19,800. paano kunin yung total capital? Magkano ba ang capital mo sa unang cellphone at saka sa pangalawang cellphone? Saan natin kukunin yan? Kaparehas lang nito. Revenue is the capital times 1 plus or minus change, or that is 10% profit. Kaya kung kukunin ko itong capital, ano gagawin natin? Revenue over this given quantity. Okay? So lumalabas, magkano ang revenue sa per cellphone? 990. Okay? Kumita ba dyan? So plus, that is gain. So 1 plus 10%, so ibig sabihin 1.1 na lang tayo. Okay? Yan yung capital do sa first cellphone. Plus, doon sa second cellphone, magkano rin ang revenue? 9,990. Yun nga lang, lost tayo ng 10%. So 1 minus 0.1, that is now only equal kanino? 0.9. Okay? Yung equation na ginamit natin dito, that is the revenue over 1 plus or minus the percent profit. Plus is gain, minus is loss. O ayun na, tapos na yung boxing. Kuha mo na. Magkano yan, kapatid? Okay? Factored out ko na lang yung 9,900. Tsaka ko i-times sino? 1.1 inverse plus 0.9 inverse. Tsaka ko equal ayun. Kitang-kita mo na, kapatid. This is 20,000. Dito pala, kapatid, hindi percent ang hinahanap lang. That is only the total profit. Okay? So kung total profit lang, tatanggalin ko na lang ito at saka yan. Yan lang pala hinahanap, hindi siya percent change in profit. Okay? So kumita ba or nalugi? Pag positive, kumita. Pagka negative, nalugi. Obviously, magkano lang ang total income? 19,800. Magkano ang puhunan niya? 20,000. So kita mo na, nalugi ka. So ang kanyang total profit at this case, it is 19,800 as the total income minus yung capital niya na 200 or 20,000. So minus 19,800, 200 yan. Ano? So this should be negative 200. Anong ibig sabihin? Lugi. Negative yan, represent that is lost. Nawalan or nalugi siya ng magkano? 200 pesos. So that should be the answer, no? Ang tanong lang pala is, did he gain or lost on this transaction? So, lost, negative, magkano? 200. Okay? Any question regarding problem number 30? Simple economy. From the term itself, simple. Mabilis lang yan. Okay, number 31. An investor has 1,100 income from the bonds bearing 4% and 5%. If the amount at 4% and 5% were interchanged, he would earn 50 more per year. Find the total sum of investment. So si number 31, pwede natin gamitin yan as what? Ano? So hinahanap is the total profit. So pag total profit, that is P1 plus what? P2 equal kanina. Total profit. Okay. Sir, paano kukunin yan? Ang profit, paano kunin si profit, kapatid? Ayun. The given profit, that is just simply equal kanino? Revenue minus the capital. Ang binanggit ng problem, yung profit mo sa isa, 4%. Okay? Ano yung 4% na yun? That is the percent profit. That is revenue minus capital over the capital. Okay? 4% of the profit. So, ibig sabihin, kapag kinuha ko yung profit na yun, kapatid, 4% of the capital, so 4%, that should be 0.40. Sabihin natin, ang capital mo kay first profit is X. Yung pangalawa, 5% naman ang naging profit, 5% of your capital, which is Y. Magkano ang naging total profit mo? Binanggit ng problem, 1,100. Ngayon, binaligtad mo yung investment. Si X, ininvest mo sa 5%. Si Y, ininvest mo kanino? 4%. So lumalabas yung X investment mo 5% na yung kanyang kita. Yung Y investment mo 4% na lang. Nung pinagpalit mo, ano ang naging total profit mo? Base sa problem, your total profit increased by how many? 50 more per year. So dating 1,100, ngayon 1,150. Ano ang hinahanap, kapatid? Required. What is the total capital? Magkano capital mo or investment? That is simply your X and Y. Therefore, pwede mo nang kunin yung ating X and Y, gamit ka na lang ng mode 5.1. So this should be your first equation. Ito yung ating second equation. Ano? So therefore, anong gagamitin natin para mabilis na lang? Mode 5.1. Two equations. So ano? So 0.04, 0.05, magkano naging total profit? 1.1. Nung binaligtad, 0.05, 0.04, anong naging total profit? 1,150. Equal natin. So therefore, ang first investment mo, si X corresponds kanino? C1. Magkano siya? 15,000. Yung C2, that is your investment Y, that is your next capital. Magkano naman siya? 10,000. So therefore, the total investment or the total capital, base sa problem, that is only 25,000. Yun ang hinahanap ng ating problem. So the total investment, that is only equal to 25,000. So anong letter? This should be cut style. Okay? So any question regarding problem number 31? Okay? So iwanan ko itong problem number 31. 32. A plastic material that is worth 2.75 pesos per kilogram siguro yan, no? Is to be mixed with a plastic worth 3.5 or 3 pesos and 50 centavos per kilogram to make up 50 kilogram of mixture to sell 3 kilogram. How much plastic which is worth 3.5 per kilogram must be placed? Para mas madali natin isolve yan, since paghahaloin natin yung dalawang klase ng plastic, pwede tayong gumamit ng mixture problem. Ito yun, yung ating mga ingredients. Nasaan yung ating yan? Uy, masyadong makapal. Yan. Now, instead na concentration, presyo ang pag-uusapan natin. Ganun din naman, parang yun din ang kanyang concentration. So, gagamit tayo ng dalawang plastic. Hindi natin alam kung gaano kabigat yung unang plastic na gagamitin. But the given price for this plastic, base sa problem, it is what? 2.75 pesos per kilo. Then another plastic, hindi natin alam kung gaano karami, why, but its given price, it is worth 350 per kilogram. So ang gagawin natin, pagsasamahin natin itong dalawang plastic na yan, in order to create a given plastic, which is 50 kilogram, and it can be sold or it can be sold at what? 3 pesos per kilogram. So ano hinahanap? How much plastic which is worth 3 pesos and 50 centavos must be used. So required the value of y. So anong gagawin? Parang mixture problem. Una, dalawang nawawala, x and y. So pwede natin gamitin, mass is additive. X plus y is equal to kanino? 50. X plus y equal 50. First equation. Next equation, scissor method. Small scissor na lang. Kasi hindi natin alam kung ano yung kasama nitong plastic na ito, kung anong materials, no? Huwag na natin i-consider, ito na lang. So, small scissor ako rito. So, pag multiply ko, meron akong 2.75 of x plus 3.5 of y equal kanino? 3 times 50. You have now the second equation. So therefore, tapos na yung boxing. You may compute directly x and y. No? Gamit ka na lang ng calculator para hindi ka na mahabang mag-simplify kasi ang effort mo is to get this equation. Nakuha mo na, so pwede mo na ipasok sa calculator. Mode 5, 1, 2 equations to unknown. First equation, 1, 1, and 50. Second equation, 2.75, 3.5, then you have 3 times 50. Yun. Tsaka equal, ayun. Gaano kabigat yung x? So, it should be 33.33 kilogram. Gaano karaming y ang gagamitin? It should be 16.67 kilogram. Kaya pag pinag-add mo itong dalawa, eksakto, 50 yan. Hinahanap, gaano karaming y ang kailangan gamitin? It should be 16.67 kilogram. Ayun, anong letter? Cut style. Kuha? Any question regarding number 32? So para lang tayong gumamit ulit ng mixture. Ayun, no? Mixture. So mixture, pwede natin gamitin in terms of mixture. Mass is additive, then small scissor, okay na yung dalawang equation. Okay? Wala ko yan, ha? Simple. Okay. Number 33. Digit problem. No? Numbers lang. So, the admission ticket to Regine's concert were 400 for adults, 125 for children. Receipts for that day, for the day showed that 2,700 person attended and the total revenue or total sales of ticket is 887,500. How many children attended that day? So pwede ulit nating isolve yan ng mas mabilis using mixture problem. Ganon din naman kasi pag pumasok na sa concert venue, yung adult at saka children, para mo lang silang pinamix. Yun. Parehas lang ng previous problem yan, kapatid. Okay? So, ilan lahat yung adult? So, adult is X. Magkano ang ticket per adult? So, the adult ticket is 125. Ilan lahat ang children? Y. Magkano? Baligtad pala. Ang 125 is for children, no? This is the adult. Magkano ang ticket per children? 125. Okay. Ilan lahat ang dumalo? 2,700. Okay. Magkano ang lumalabas na average price per ticket? Sabihin na lang natin is what? A. Pero pag kinuha natin yung total sales, pag minultiply natin ito, the price per ticket average times the total number of attendee, ang total sales natin umabot ng 887,500. Na kumbaga, si A, that is what? That is the average price per ticket kapag pinag-combine na natin ito. So, plus, equal. Ano hinahanap kapatid? How many children attended the concert? So, that is one. O ulit, two equations to unknown. Population is additive. The number of adult plus the number of children, ilan lahat yan? 2,700. First equation. Magkano ang naging total sales para sa adult ticket? Small scissor. 400 times X. That is the total sales for the adult. I-plus natin yung total sales